Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching. This video will probably be a little longer than the normal 5-minute video. So if it is and you're interested in this topic, please keep watching. And if this isn't a topic that you're into or anything you want to have answered or you don't relate to this, then please, obviously, you don't have to sit here and watch. Before I get into this video, I do want to say if you are someone who is asking me what supplements do I take for weight loss, what helps speed up weight loss, things that I take that I find that help, I've linked a blog post below that literally lists everything I have personally tried for weight loss and that works. Now, of course, I don't take all of these products at once. I kind of alternate and stuff, but they're all products I've tried and that have worked for me, and I've made it easy for you and linked them below. So you can check that out if you're one of the people that asked. Now, as you can see from the title, this video, it's going to get a little bit in depth, and it's not going to be the easiest video to make because, I mean, I'm getting as honest as I can get. So, am I a yo-yo dieter? Yes and no. And I'm going to pretty much explain why and take it back to as young as I can remember when I started worrying about my body. So, I started worrying about my body probably in 3rd or 4th grade. I noticed that my body wasn't the same as other girls, and it wasn't even that I was fat. I was overdeveloped at that time. You know, I had to start wearing a training bra in 1st, 2nd grade, so because my boobs would keep hurting, and my mom took me to the doctor, and they were like, no, she just needs to wear a training bra and that'll fix it, no problem. So by 4th grade, I was already in a regular bra. I had boobs, and my body just looked completely different. So if you are another underdeveloped person or someone who hasn't hit that puberty yet, like you're thin, so I did look fat compared to the other kids. So I started worrying about my body around that time. Now, bless my mom's heart, love her, she always was concerned about her weight. And I think that's kind of where I took on the, oh, like we're supposed to be concerned about, you know, our bodies and if we're skinny or not. And I always thought my mom was really skinny, so she was always, you know, trying to find a way to lose weight or going on a diet. And, you know, I think I kind of learned that behavior a little bit from her. And it doesn't go to say that she ever told me I needed to watch my weight or anything like that. I think I just noticed that she was always worried about hers. So I kind of, you know, started to worry about mine because I wasn't, in my mind, I wasn't skinny like her. So that was one thing. And that was probably, like I said, like 4th, 5th, 6th grade is really when I noticed my body was different. So, with that being said, once I got to junior high, I had moved to a different area where it seemed like nobody was curvy or thick or whatever. You know, where I went to junior high, it seemed like all my friends were skinny, everyone around me was skinny, and I got made fun of for being fat. I got made fun of for having acne, and a lot of different things. So, you know, once that kind of happened for, you know, 2 years, I started not eating at school. I would starve myself at school. I would not eat in front of anybody because I didn't want anyone to call me fat. I haven't had to think about this stuff for such a long time. Such a long time ago. Where was I? I didn't want anyone to call me fat, so I would just, 8 in the morning, I would take the bus to school. I wouldn't eat all day long. I would take the bus home, and then I would stuff my face with like cereal and whatever we had in the refrigerator or in the cupboards when I got home because I was alone and I felt like I could finally eat, but I was so hungry. Once I got to high school, I didn't start eating in front of people till I was in probably 10th grade. If I went to my like best friend's house, that was different, but like at school or out in public, I didn't really eat. And I want to say in like 9th grade, I tried to be bulimic and that didn't work out. And then I think in like 11th grade, I tried to be bulimic and it didn't work out. So, but I tried. Like I did go to the extreme of making myself throw up after I ate because I didn't want to be fat, but I wanted to eat the food at the same time. So there's always been a battle about my weight, and you know, if I could find high school pictures, I'll post them. I wasn't fat. I was just more developed than the other people I was surrounded with. You know, they didn't really have big boobs or anything like that. So I think because I was so developed, I just, in comparison, I thought I was fat. And I would wear big sweaters to school. I remember when I got to high school, I would just wear huge sweaters because I didn't know, and then I got really embarrassed about my boobs. And, you know, there was a point when I was young, even younger, like probably 11 or 12, 13, like I would try to emphasize my boobs, and I would try to make a point that I had boobs because that was the only attention I thought was good that I was getting, and that wasn't the right thing to do, and it's not funny, it's not cute, but that was the only good attention that I was getting, was that I had big boobs. So at the time, I was going to take whatever attention I could get, and it was negative attention for sure, but at that time, you know, I didn't really know better. So, you know, I got over that phase as I got older, though, so that was that. So then, out of high school, I gained a lot of weight. I worked at Baskin-Robbins for about a year, and I gained like 25 pounds probably. Like, that was probably the biggest I had ever been. And I didn't really know I was big at all. So finally, you know, I think when I was 18 years old was the first time I did the HCG diet, and I had dropped 20 pounds, and it was like no big deal. I kept that weight off for about a year to a year and a half, and I didn't maintain the diet after I had finished it. I just kind of went back to normal, going out, eating, drinking, whatever the case was at the time. So I didn't even maintain my diet, but I did keep that weight off for pretty long time, and then sure enough, a year and a half later, it came back. And then I went through this phase where I just was like, oh my gosh, enough. Like, everything is enough. I'm not going to talk to anybody. I don't want to be around anybody. And I put my head in some books. I just read positive things and really tried to get connected with myself. And with that, you know, I made my breakfast, my lunch, and my dinner every day. And they were subtle changes, but I ended up losing 40 pounds in 4 months. And nothing drastic happened. I just, simple, regular diet, breakfast, lunch, dinner, 2 snacks in between, and I lost 40 pounds, and I was so happy with my results and how I looked, and I felt really good about myself. So, and that's kind of when I started making YouTube videos. So then, here comes the cycle, because I did keep that weight off for about a year and a half, 21 to 23, I mean, I stayed within the same range for the most part. What started to happen was, you know, and the reason why I say yes and no, I'm a yo-yo dieter, would be because there would be times where I would just get really depressed and I would eat. And these would be for months and months over a time. So, you know, I would just eat, and I'd go out and drink and not want to think about my regular life, or not want to worry about having to be healthy, and naturally I would gain weight, and then I'd be like, oh, shit, like I need to get out of this. So then I would lose weight. And for me, I don't know if it's good or bad, but my body kind of gains and loses weight pretty quickly, as you can see. I don't know if it's genes or what, but, you know, the simple shift in a diet, whether it's bad or good, my body goes to the next extreme, and it's a gift and a curse, I guess, you know. So once I got back down and kind of stabilized, I started to show people how to lose weight. And now here's where I made the mistake of purposely gaining weight, like going out for a month, going crazy, overeating, just to gain 15, 20 pounds in a couple months so I could show you guys how to lose 20 pounds. And I did that a few times where I purposely put weight on, took it off, put weight on, took it off. That was not the right thing to do. That was not smart to do. And I can see how outsiders looking in will just be like, oh, well, you're a yo-yo dieter. You're always losing and gaining weight. The diet doesn't work. This doesn't work, etc. And ultimately, I don't really think it matters what diet you choose or what diet you do. There's got to be a maintenance, and there's got to be a lifestyle change. So it's not the diet that doesn't work. You're not going to just gain your weight back because of a diet. You're going to gain weight back by not staying on the path of a proper diet that suits your body. So I want to make that clear. So that was what I was doing on YouTube and showing everyone how to lose and gain weight. And like I said, lose weight. And I was losing and gaining weight just to show everybody. And ultimately that hurt my body because I was getting off and on birth control. several times, and that caused me to gain weight, and that contributed to my weight several times. And I also feel like birth control made me a little bit depressed. So, you know, going off birth control, getting on birth control, and then quitting it after 2 months, and then starting again 2 months later, I think that really hurt my body, and you messed up my hormones, which I went through a huge hormone imbalance this whole past 2013 and 2014. My body was just like done. I couldn't lose weight. I was staying like the same weight, and then summer 2013, I was like 169 pounds. I'm 5'3.5", so 169 pounds for me is huge. And it was like 69.9, so technically I was like 170 pounds, and that's the biggest I've ever been. And, you know, I did end up losing 20 pounds. I was able to lose 20 pounds, and then my body would just get stuck. And then I stayed in between like 165 and 155. Like, I couldn't really get down below 155. So this whole year has been kind of like trying to balance out my hormones, trying to fix it, trying to lose weight and keep it off. And finally I was able to balance my hormones where I'm able to lose weight and kind of maintain between a good range. So I'm honestly, I'll say I'm probably within 8 pounds always now, which is better than, you know, going from being 137 to 152 in a week. That's ridiculous, and believe me when I say it happens, and sometimes I don't even eat as excessively as you would think, so to gain that much weight in that period of time. So there's been times, like I said, and the reason why I'm in a sense a yo-yo dieter is because there have been times where I've lost weight and been like, okay, I look good, I can go do whatever I want now, and I look good, like I got this, I got this, I got this, I have control. And I just didn't. Like, I got too wrapped up in having fun and, you know, wanting to be out and wanting to be 22 years old and 23 and have a good time with my friends and not be the one that was like conscious about what I was eating. I've done that several times also. So I think being a yo-yo dieter isn't always, oh, you're trying all these diets and they're not working because you're getting your weight back. I really do think there's a psychological issue that is within the people who are considered yo-yo dieters. Whether it's, like I just said, you look good, you feel like you have control after that, so you go out, you have a good time, you buy clothes and enjoy it and don't really realize you're putting back on the weight. 2, depression sometimes does play a part in it, and I've been depressed a few times in my life, and luckily not to the point where anything severe has happened. I don't need to go on medication for it or anything like that, but there has been times where I've gone through some lows and food seemed like the only thing that helped, and going out and just, like I said, forgetting about the world, and with that came weight gain. And then there's those times that I purposely would put on weight to show people how to lose weight. So in a sense, I mean, the mentality that I have right now is to focus on maintaining my weight, because I know I see a lot of people and they're like, well, that doesn't work because you just gain your weight back. Well, the reason why I gain weight back is because of the choices that I make. It has nothing to do with the diet that I choose or anything like that. So, and that's for anybody. I mean, I think people like to blame the diet instead of blaming themselves and not taking responsibility for their actions as to why they gained weight in the first place. And I'm able to do that. I'm able to be like, all right, well, you know what? I didn't make these choices. You can see from my pictures and what I'm not doing that I'm clearly not maintaining a healthy diet. So of course I'm going to gain some weight. And then I lose weight because I get in these positive moods. So this, you know, right now I'm just focusing on not only accepting myself the way that I am, and if some weight loss comes, great. If I gain a few pounds, I'm not going to freak out about it because I'm in a healthy range. It's just maintaining this and continuing to maintain this until I can really say, like, oh my gosh, like, I am able to live a healthy life and have fun at the same time. So I really wanted to make this video because some people comment like yo-yo dieting like crazy on my videos, and it doesn't hurt my feelings, but I also think people should be educated on a person, and I'm on YouTube obviously, not to be perfect. There's been several times where I've stopped filming for months because I felt like I was fat and not walking the talk that I was trying to practice. Basically, there's been several times where I haven't filmed for a series of months because I felt I wasn't practicing what I was preaching. And I felt like I wasn't good enough to be filming, or I didn't look good enough to be filming, and I just stopped. And, you know, that hurt my channel, and, you know, I had messages from people as to where I was, and I just was really not in a good place, and like I said, I didn't feel good enough to do that. So, like I said, when people comment like, oh, Yoyo Dieting or this, or whatever the case is, I think everything kind of roots back to how you've always looked at your body, what the people around you growing up said about their bodies. And I think mentally you kind of just learn to think the same things about yourself. So the fact that I even have this knowledge now, I don't know where it came from. Ew, I just spit. The fact that I have this knowledge now, I don't even know where it came from. It's a step in the right direction. Like I said, I'm not on YouTube to be perfect. I'm not on YouTube to tell you guys what I'm doing is the only way and the right way. I simply share with you what has worked for me. And if you want to test that out for yourself, you are obviously more than welcome to. But I don't claim to be perfect. I don't claim to have it all together and all right, because I don't. I'm still learning. I'm 24 years old, and I'm growing into this person that's realizing what's important in my life and what I need to do and what I need to focus on. So am I always going to get it right? Probably not. But with a little bit of knowledge, I can always, you know, get back on the right track. So I wanted to share this video with you guys to make you realize that you don't always have to have it right the first time. You know, it might take you a series of times to really get your mind wrapped around the concept of living a healthy life, or whatever it is that you are trying to accomplish. Just because you fail, in a sense, I don't even want to call it fail, just because you relapse almost doesn't make you a failure. Doesn't mean you can't get right back on the right track or reset your goals. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this helped some of you. I hope you enjoy this video, and I will see you guys next time.